Libra, what is going on? Welcome into the channel. So happy to have you here always. My name is Deborah, owner of Purusha Holistic Wellness, and this is another episode of Purusha Intuitive, where we're going to look at your energy via the tarot, astrology, and any channeled messages that come through. So let's get into it. We are in Cancer season. We are coming off of a new moon in Cancer. Still feeling the reverberations of that energy. Cancer energy is really great because it kind of just like really encourages us to love ourselves, support ourselves in ways that like are definitely needed right now. You know, Cancer kind of has this energy of this foundation we set. It represents home, family, nurture, support, mama love. And when we have a strong foundation to work from, that's where it becomes way easier to navigate some of the challenges. There's a lot of challenges that we're going through right now. It doesn't mean that everything's, you know, at a level 10 all the time, but there's a lot of back and forth, a lot of ups and downs, a lot of emotion, a lot of anger, frustration, tension that we're being forced to navigate through. And Cancer season teaches us how to support ourselves in those more difficult times. Pluto's in retrograde, so it's highlighting change. It's highlighting places where we need to make change. Be strong and courageous to actually not only make those changes, but be aware of those things, right? It's kind of easy to turn a blind eye, especially if we don't feel ready or we feel inconvenience. That's a huge piece of the puzzle right now. We kind of just like want what we want and we want it when we want it, right? So it's, and it's not coming in that way, unfortunately. Jupiter is tensely aspected to Saturn and to Neptune and Pluto. And so it's just, we have to kind of play the game. We have to learn the lessons right now. We have to be aware. And again, it's not easy to navigate. That's why I like to start off the readings with an energy cleansing. Just set the tone, set the vibe for the reading. Cleanse out any blocks, obstacles, limitations we might be coming into along the way. It's also a really good time to set your own intention, Libra, especially if you have something on your heart or mind that you would like Spirit to deliver messages to you around. Definitely give that over, be open to receive. It's a really great way to personalize these collective readings. And I also do personal readings. I offer a variety of healing and wellness services. Readings are one of them. If you would like me to look at your specific situation, how it's faring, where it's headed, or if you are just looking for more of a realignment of self, mind, body, soul, I do energy healing as well as Ayurvedic or holistic wellness consultations. Again, when we're in that space of like feeling grounded and supported, that's really where we manifest our happiness, our abundance, our fulfillment from. Not when we're disconnected. When we're disconnected, it makes it really hard to see the long-term. Instant gratification is very alluring. And there's a lot of that going around right now. So all that to say, definitely hit me up. I would love to help support in whatever way possible, whatever just your heart needs, I would love to support. Definitely hit me up. All the info to get into contact with me is in the description box below. All right, Libra, let's get into it. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I release anything that is not for your highest and best. Any fears, doubts, uncertainties, lack of worth, lack of value, pain, anger, frustration, impatience, overwhelm. Cleanse it and release it from our being so it may see and understand the messages clearly and help to make me a clear and open channel for the collective. Thank you, Father God, Spirit guides, guardian angels, Mama love. All right, Libra. So I'm hearing that like you're trying to fill in the gaps. You're trying to like find information, pieces to the puzzle this week. I do see a little bit of looking at things with that bird's eye perspective, taking a step back and really evaluating what's going on in your world, almost seeing how it all fits together. patterning might be really important for you right now. And actually, like when we're talking about manifesting or aligning with the life we want, etc., patterns are key components to understanding where those disconnects are. And so it feels like you have this, I don't necessarily see you looking for the disconnect, because it feels like you already kind of know where those things are coming in. This feels like this is more about gathering knowledge, gathering information about how it all makes sense, how it all fits together. What is that, what is the whole of the puzzle? What's the whole picture, right? Not just the tiny little pieces, because like I said, I do feel like you've been in this space of scrutinizing the little pieces. It looks like there's, you're kind of at a point, it's showing that you're at a point where you've had to make some moves already. And I feel like, here's the thing, as I'm saying this, I'm hearing it's like you've made these moves based on your intuition, your gut instincts, and to the point where like you really had to trust yourself. This is also a theme right now in the astrology with Saturn and Neptune in conjunction on top of each other in Aries, where we are being pushed to see, to listen to what our gut instincts are saying around people, around situations. Again, I feel like this is something like you keep getting better at, better and better and better, right? Like it looks like you kind of had to make some changes in order to get here. But like I said, I pick up that energy of like, you've done some of the work already. And actually it kind of feels like you've done a bulk of the work. And that's how I see you this week is like, okay, well, what next? It's not like you're jonesing. It's just, again, like you want the gaps to be filled in. It's like a Mad Libs, right? Like where you're like, okay, well, what's the word? Like, what is the thing that fits there so I can see the whole sentence, right? And I kind of like that analogy because it reminds me how like you're the one that fills in that gap, right? You're the one that fills in that gap. Everything does take time. I don't see you rushing ahead, but I feel like you are kind of maybe a little bored, maybe not stimulated this week in the way that like you're kind of waiting on something to come through. It could be partnership, it could be relationship. Like it almost feels like you're waiting for the next chapter to start, but you're still in this space where something hasn't completely closed out quite yet. And even though, like I said, it looks like you've done all the work, you've put all the pieces in place, you're like ready to go, and then it's like crickets, So yeah, there is that element, like I said, where it's like you're filling in the blanks. Remember that like, even when we feel like nothing's happening, nothing's moving, we can still put energy into our intentions. It's actually a really good time to prepare when it seems like nothing's happening, right? It goes back to that saying, like, be the change you wish to see. Sorry to be a cheeseball. I have loads of them, but it's this value of like, playing the part, right? Doing like embodying the energy that you already want to be manifested into your life. It's just going to make you more comfortable. It's going to make the transition way more fluid when it actually does manifest. Like, I think this week is more about that. It's more about preparation, but I'm also seeing like there's some epiphanies coming through. I really love this guardian angel in your overarching energy because I'm hearing like, as much as like you've kind of done everything you need to do, there's also more that's being revealed to you. And I feel like this is specific revelations from spirit. It could just be you processing through everything that's happened. That's also been in the collective. That's also very in alignment with Cancer energy. This Tower for you, to me, it feels like you already went through it, right? Like you've already gone through it. You already have experienced, like I said, the burning down of the house to whatever capacity that is for you. And it does kind of feel like you're just getting situated. I think there is some remorse, I feel like this happens anytime we look back and we reflect upon things that have happened. It does look like you have someone who's lingering in your energy, and it does look like it's someone who is like specifically involved in this Tower moment for you. They're waiting. Like, here's the thing. This is someone who's kind of like waiting for the perfect time to get connected with you. I I feel like there might be some initial connection this week, either reaching out, communication, a text message, you know, a DM, whatever, like, hey, what's going on? Like, it looks like there's someone who's really trying to reconnect. Queen of Pentacles energy. It could be Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. It doesn't have to be. But this is someone who wants to tell you their side of the story. That's what it looks like. And okay, right? Like, I think you're in this space where you're kind of not putting up with any bullshit. King of Swords, just, you know, he's going to analyze pros and cons list and then make his decision. He's not factoring in his feelings. He's not even trying to, right? And that's kind of where you're at. Like, yeah, you don't like love how this stuff has gone, but at the same time, there's something that you're protecting because of how big of a upheaval this was. And here's the thing. I think that you are trying to find things that are your right fit. This commitment, it's about alignment. I actually I'm getting old. My eyes cannot see as much. I've hit that point in my life. But there's this, like, I was seeing this as engagement, right? So you're kind of like waiting on this partnership. You're waiting on this union that I do feel like is right around the corner. It doesn't have to be love. Just take it how it resonates. It could be friendship, family, business relationship, etc. But it just has this vibe of like your next step, like the next thing that you're going to be doing. And you're kind of waiting for this to come in. You know it's coming in. But I'm also seeing like you're still cleaning up some of this stuff. And that's why we're seeing this Queen of Pentacles energy linger around. Here's the thing. I feel like you're going to have a different response, or it looks like you have a response that this person's situation is not expecting from you. Yeah. I love this for you though. Like, you're taking a bad thing and you're turning it into something good for yourself. It goes back to like really where we were starting at the very beginning, right? Like, even though these tower moments can be incredibly destabilizing, right? They really just kind of rip the rug from under you, and you have to be agile, essentially. You have to acclimate to whatever the tide is, and that's what it looks like you did. And you took something that was very destructive, like I said, and you turned it into your power. You're coming through as the Chariot, and this is Cancer energy, and this is like really like the Cancer energy is all about where we can't just rely on what we see. If we did, then it would look completely different. And I feel like this is kind of what this person's situation is banking on. They're banking on the fact that you're going to respond in the way that they're used to. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not really sure why, because it feels like something about this. It's almost like if they extend the olive branch, then they expect you to respond. They expect you to reciprocate. I'm not sure that you are cutting this off. However, maybe it feels like that in the moment. Again, you have new cycles that are starting, cycles that are ending, and cycles that are beginning. I do see you being very decided and strong in your opinion in what you're choosing, and not at the expense of anyone else, but at the benefit for yourself and in a needed way. It's not selfish energy per se, Libra, because again, this is coming off of whatever destruction has happened, and that you've actually kind of like learned how to say, okay, well, if this is how it's going to be, that's fine, well and good. But at the same time, I still need to protect myself. I still need to make the best moves for myself. We can't just sit around and wait in the chaos, expecting it to all sort itself out and come back together. And the message of the Tower is it never really comes back together in the way it once was before. And again, we're seeing that energy with the Queen of Pentacles, expecting some level of like reciprocation from you. When I want to change life around me, I just focus on changing myself 100%. I can't change anything in a positive way if I'm not aligned and balanced within myself. When I produce a conscious change inside of me, it affects everything around me. And I feel like that's like a beautiful embodiment of what this reading is all about. Like, you have changed, and it doesn't look like people, situations are expecting that. I avoid believing lies 100%. Lies are just a trigger for fears, limits, problems, and emotions. When I ignore lies, my mind becomes more free and my life more fulfilled. There might be a little bit of badgering with this. Again, this is someone who's not expecting you to respond differently. And so, you know, I don't know. To me, it's kind of just like whatever happened, it shed light on the reality of the situation for you. And there might be a little bit of someone trying to convince you otherwise. But I feel like this is a lot about standing strong, being really decided in what your opinion is. And the King of Swords can be inflexible, but it has a purpose, you know? And like I said, I'm not sure that this means this is done and gone. It just means for right now, this is what it looks like. I always do my best. Doing my best means perseverance and discipline. When I want to change my life, I take action. With regular practice, I can master anything. And that's 100% who the King of Swords is. And totally, that is like you standing in your power. We see that all across the board this week for you, Libra. It does look like you're working out some difficult things, but you're prepared. It shows, right? Chariot energy. It shows. So definitely be confident. Rest in that. Take your time. I mean, I feel like you're voicing your end of things. It might be a hard conversation to have. It might be hard for someone to hear. It looks like they're trying to self-protect or they're not expecting it. And so it's a change of plans, but there also is like more to be discovered in this dynamic. So stay tuned. All right. Thank you so much, Libra. Thank you for your time, energy always. I hope you enjoyed the reading and found messages here that resonated for you. Definitely drop comments below. I would love to hear, or just say, hey, share in a little love, a little TLC. Thank you so much for all the love, all the support to the channel. No, I'm sending it back your way.